Hey, it's Ariel, the boundary expert, and I wanted to pop on to introduce myself. I actually started my YouTube page, The Boundary Expert, about 4 years ago, and I never really fully invested in it. It was the pandemic, a lot was going on, and I just didn't do it. But now that I'm in private practice and I'm working with clients one on one, I am seeing the need to talk more about boundaries. And although I do see other creators and content, I wanted to take a different approach. I wanted to talk about themes that I notice concerning boundaries and why it is so important now more than ever to have boundaries. So I wanted to talk about the three top things that I notice in my sessions and working with people one on one about boundaries. So let's get started. So the first thing is that, and we're talking about why boundaries are more important now than ever before. We can't really go back to the past. We can't go back to the past. That's done. But right here, right now in 2024, moving forward, we have to start practicing boundaries. It is essential for your survival at this point. One, out of all of my clients, every single one, I noticed that they have been raised by a narcissistic parent. And being raised by a narcissistic parent primes you to go into relationships with narcissistic partners, to attract friendships with narcissistic people, and to end up in narcissistic work environments. That takes up pretty much every area of our life. We spend most of our time around our family, our friends, and our coworkers. And narcissistic abuse is at an all-time high. Number two, the reason why we should have more boundaries now more than ever is because with the advent of social media and the internet, narcissistic behavior is on a rise. It makes narcissistic abuse more prevalent and easier because narcissistic people love supply. And now with the internet, it is easy for them to access people that they never would have been able to access before, all over the globe, all over the continents. And so it's easier for them to get supply. It's easier for them to hide their deceptive behavior. And it's easier for them to just split town, love bomb someone in a completely different town, and go over there and start a whole new life. But the thing is that they take them everywhere they go, and they traumatize and terrorize people all over the globe. So you have to have boundaries and be able to follow your intuition when you recognize that something is off, and be able to set those boundaries and stand on business when you do so. That's what this page is going to talk about. It's going to talk about different ways to do that with confidence, and also the fear that comes along with setting boundaries. I completely, totally get it. But it's to protect you. It's not to control other people. It is to protect you and your peace of mind. Every single client that I have comes into therapy because they are being terrorized by some narcissistic person in their life, or they are dealing with the after effects of it, and they don't understand why. Why do I have these ruminating thoughts? Why can't I move on? Why did this happen to me? All of the questions that narcissistic abuse leaves you with. But if we start practicing boundaries, we won't get caught up in those types of situations. And if I can just touch one person, that will make me happy, because you don't have to go through that anymore. And number three, we are in a toxic dating culture. We are in gender wars, man against woman, woman against man. It's just so much going on. And either you're going to have to pick a side, or you're going to have to stand on your own principles, values, morals, and boundaries. Do I suggest picking a side? No, I suggest you figuring out what your own morals and values are when it comes to dating and interacting with the opposite sex or the same sex or what have you, and you stand on what you know is best for you and not follow the crowd and not feel like you have to live up to anyone else's expectations. So this channel just isn't about boundaries per se. It's about therapy. It's about mental health. It's about, current events. It's about topics that are important. And I just want to have a down-to-earth discussion about it. So I just wanted to introduce myself. Again, my name is Ariel. I'm a licensed clinical therapist, and I work with people every day who the common theme is a lack of boundaries. And the reason why is because they have been raised by narcissistic people who did not allow them to have boundaries, who do not respect boundaries. Therefore, they're starting from scratch, trying to figure out, how do I protect myself? So that's what I see as a therapist. We're going to talk about it. Please click the link to go over to my YouTube page if you're watching this on TikTok. Follow and subscribe for more content. I look forward to more conversations, but those are the top 3 reasons why it's important for you to have boundaries. See you soon.